I love the Solunar Table part of this. I'll tell you why. My wife, God love her, about 7 or 8 years ago, she bought me this nifty little Casio watch. Dennis, do you sell these Casio watches? By golly, you need to get some, because I can sell a bunch of them.
We got Tommy behind.
This nifty little Casio watch. So I opened up my Christmas present, I looked at my little cute little watch and went, oh gee, that's nice, honey. It had little moon phases and had little fishing blinky things, and I was, oh, she's so sweet. Come that summer, I'm standing up on the headboat. This was while I was headboat fishing. Couldn't catch a fish. I don't give a crap what I did. Couldn't find a fish to save my life. I'm like, spitting mad, kicking my feet. Everybody's looking up at me like I'm an idiot. Later on that day, fish are coming over the rail 2 at a time as hard as we can go. Couldn't miss if I wanted to. And I just happened to look down at my watch, and the little fish icons are just a blinking. I'm like, what the hell's up with that? So I got interested in this thing called Solunar Tables. Basically, what Solunar Tables tell you, the theory behind them, which was, it was developed by a guy in the late 1800s, said that when the moon's directly overhead or the moon is directly under your feet is the time that all wild things that are wild eat. And it works for deer, it works for fish, it supposedly works for me and you, although I think I eat all the time. You know? But basically it says if the moon's directly overhead or the moon is directly underneath your feet, that's the time when things are going to bite the best. So I went out and I read the book and I went and found some equations and actually sat down and wrote an output that will give us the major times and the minor times. It'll also give you this little daily action rating up here. I don't put a whole lot of credence in the daily action rating just for the simple fact fish are going to feed every day at some point or another. All right? I do put a lot of credence in the major and minor bite times. That doesn't mean that I only go fishing from 8:45 till 10:30. Okay? What that means is when I plan my trip out, all right, when I plan my fishing day, I try to be in what I would consider to be my most productive area during the major and minor bite times. Does that make sense?
So you buy it?
Oh, not only do I buy it, buddy, I'm a believer.
All right.
And I'll tell you why. Over the course of that summer that I was telling you about my little watch here, I had a mate on the boat, his name's Caleb. It's Captain Caleb now, not Caleb from here locally, but he works on a tugboat up north. Caleb, over the course of the summer, started asking me every day, hey, Captain, what's Davy's magical fishing watch say? Dude, man, I'm telling you, if you're not fishing Solunar Tables, you're missing out.
Yeah, if you don't believe it, just watch the tables and you can go outside, the birds will be seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it works.
The reason was there was that post earlier on in the week or last week where the guy was out there, the bite kicked on at like 10 or 1300 or whatever it was, and the guy posted link, and here was the major bite time line. I started reading, but I was like, all right,
Honestly, man.
all right.
If you're not fishing it, you should be.
You notice that has any coordination for tide changes?
I'm sure it does. I mean, I've never sat down and tried to figure out, A, B, what the correlation is, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's not really what I set out to do.
That's all.
Because I mean, for years I've bluefin fished up north, and I'm telling you, when you get a tide is slack, you can get a bite for nothing. As soon as the tide picked up, boom, the shoe was on.
I wouldn't overly
But I never looked at the tide and then looked at what the major minor periods were.
I'm pretty sure it's the gravitational pull effect of the Solunar period.
You will really be shocked. There's a book in the world. It's called Moon Up, Moon Down. It was written by this guy in the late 1800s. It's a really fascinating book. It's one of those kind of detective kind of stories about this guy trying to figure out why things do what they do. And I read the book and I found it extremely interesting. I mean, some of y'all might go, "Damn, Dave, you're a geek," I really did. I found it very, very fascinating.